My next question is, because there's a lot of people, for example, in Spain, let's say, or in Europe in general, they're from North African countries, and they say, well, but in our countries, there's a lot of fitna as well. There is the casinos, there's the alcohol, they sell alcohol, there's the women in miniskirts on the street. So it's not that they can't make hijrah. For example, many of them have houses in their own countries, but they say, oh no, but our own countries are not really that good, so we would prefer to stay in the kafir countries.
These people, unfortunately, are delusional and they are beating around the bush and they are only fooling themselves. They know that Allah knows that they're lying. There is no comparison, none whatsoever between Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Spain, France, Germany, the UK. At least in your countries, you hear the adhan being called 5 times a day. In your country, women can wear whatever they want. Nobody would harass you for praying or for growing a beard. Nobody would harass you for eating halal. To the extent that in some European countries, they are thinking of banning the word halal in restaurants
I didn't
because
know
it's
that.
religious. It's a religious symbol. So you have to remove it. In some European countries, and this is deliberated in the parliament last month, they're thinking of banning fasting for minors.
I saw that, yeah.
So if you're below 16, you're not allowed legally to fast. Subhanallah. They can consume alcohol. They can do drugs. They can have illicit haram relationships. They can go to strip clubs. They cannot fast. They cannot wear the hijab. The essence of these non-Muslim countries and why they're so against people who call to Islam or practice Islam is because they want everyone who comes to their country to melt in their melting pot. They want you to be like them, think like them, be immodest like them. If you abide by your principles, by your religion, if you are the kindest person, the most generous, the most truthful, they don't like this. They want you to be like them, to go to their churches, to drink their wine, to eat their pork, to be indecent with your wife and daughters, to expose their flesh. Now you can be one of us. If you don't, even if you are the most successful person, the richest person, if you are the kindest and the most truthful, because you're committed to your religion, this is something that makes you wear a target on your back. And this is what Allah mentioned in our Quran. وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُم. The Jews and the Christians will never be pleased with you until you follow their way. Let your wife take off the hijab and show us her cleavage and legs and arms. Shave your beard. Stop not shaking hands. And I know in Spain, it's not only shaking hands. When you meet the opposite gender, what is this? I said, oh, this is cultural. It's greeting. Wow, what kind of a greeting is this? All the Arabs will say, woo, we should take this up. Unfortunately, this is against Islam. So once you abide by your religion, you become a target. If you're willing to compromise and let everything loose and go, and just limit your religion to praying in your room, not in the masjid. Limit your religion to your home, not to the community, maybe we'll accept you. These Muslims from North Africa or from elsewhere, they try to hide this fact because they want a certain standard of living. They want to have the European passport that allows them to show off their other locals, and we are European. We can travel, we can do, we have a house, we have a job. But what would this bring you when you die and you're placed in your grave? What would this benefit you when your daughter marries a Christian? I know Syrian people who've migrated to
Mm.
Spain and had daughters who were married to Christians and they're allegedly Muslims. What did you benefit? Well, this is her choice. Subhanallah. Do you think Allah would let you go on the day of judgment unquestioned? That's a huge, huge mistake that cannot be paid off.
Subhanallah, yeah. To me, what's happening in Europe right now, it's a little bit like you either voluntarily leave your religion, or will make you forcibly do it, with the schools banning the hijabs, the fasting, and all of this. So may Allah make it easy on our
Ameen.
brothers and sisters to make hijrah to the Muslim countries.
Ameen. Ameen.